Hello everyone and welcome to How Good is Yuma? So in case you still remember back when I first reviewed Yuma as part of my original Spirit Enhancement reviews, you might have been wondering, has anything even changed since then? Has this Uncap even made any difference whatsoever? Well, the short of it is no. So if you've watched my original review for Yuma and you still remember everything that I've said in that review, then no, nothing has changed since then. In case you don't remember my original review for Yuma, well, have I got a treat for you, because this is gonna be one of the shortest videos I will ever do. Because the TLDR is, she's useless as fuck. Anyway, let's get into the actual review for this unit. So we have Yuma right here. Who is now a 5-star character. She now has a Doppel and the additional special bonuses that come with being a 5-star unit. She has 2 Exceldists, she has 2 Blastists, she's a heal character. And this is the most important part about her. She's a heal character. We can already say right off the bat that heal characters in general in this game aren't very good. Why? Because if you ever have to choose between healing or more damage, usually more damage will actually be more effective, even for keeping people alive. Like, if you want to keep as many of your teammates alive as long as possible, it's actually more effective to take more damage with you instead of taking more healing. Because the more damage you take, the faster enemies die. And if enemies die really fast, they can't even hurt you. And if enemies cannot hurt you, you don't need healing. Which immediately makes you wonder, what's even the fucking point of healers if you can just kill enemies so fast that they don't hurt you? And this is not something just for whales or for people who've been playing the game for a very long time. Even if you've just played the game for a few weeks or maybe for a month, you can just get a Yachio, maybe if you're lucky a Nanaka, and you just train them up to 4th slot with full Spirit Enhancement, and they're already so goddamn powerful that you clear most quests immediately on the first turn. So what's the point of a healer? But let's continue. Let's actually go down the list, okay? So that she has a personal, but I'm going to talk about this at the very end of this, because the personal is very, very important. It's probably one of the most important personals for any character out there, so I'm going to leave it for the very end. Her stats are, even on 5-star, terrible. Like, even on 5-star, she has absolutely god-awful, terrible stats, which you would expect. I mean, she's a kid. She's a whiny little crying-ass baby. Of course she has terrible stats. You wouldn't expect a character like that to have great stats. So yeah, her stats, absolutely fucking terrible. Next up, her Connect, HP Restore, which is all it did until 4-star. But now that she's 5-star, it also does Damage Cut and Defense Up. That's actually terrible. Those are actually 2 completely fucking useless abilities. Why? Because you don't need either Damage Cut or Defense Up on a Connect if you just kill the enemy with the Connect, which is what most other Connects in the game do. Most other Connects in the game that are offensive allow you to immediately clear whatever it is in front of you. So why do anything that's defensive, right? Like, I'm talking about even if you are a free-to-play character. Like, I know usually when I do these reviews, I act like you have an account that's at least a few months old and you have plenty of resources already to your account. But even if you have a fresh account, even if your account has just been made last week, this is already not good enough. This is already too bad for you to be using. Just go offensive. Just take a Nanaka if you're lucky, or just a Yachio. Even if you made your account like last week, you probably have a Yachio, or just a Tsuruno, any somewhat offensive character, and just fucking kill your enemies. Just kill your enemies. Why would you need to go defensive? You can just kill your enemies immediately. And if you have a quest that is too difficult for your starting account to complete, you can just get a level 100 Ashley, or just any level 100 character with 4-slot Memoria, and just clear the quest for you. You don't need a healer if the support clears the quest for you. Healers are fucking useless. Anyway, moving on, we have her Magia, which now on 5-star also gives blast damage cut. Blast damage cut. That's useless as fuck. That's one of the most useless abilities you can ever give to any character. Wow, amazing. Status aim resistance is actually somewhat useful. There are actually maybe some few quests here and there where status aim resistance might be useful. But keep in mind, she doesn't actually get that fast of a Magia or Doppel because she only has 2 Excel discs, and her Spirit Enhancement isn't the best for building fast Magia. So she actually doesn't build fast Magia at all, and it's only a single time Magia. So even if you want to use the status aim resistance up, there's like other characters that can do that, so why even bother? And the HP restore, even if, here's another part, even if you want a healer, Iroha is probably a better healer than this, right? Every single account has Iroha. Iroha is a better healer. Iroha is actually a better healer because this HP restore is actually terrible. This is actually a really bad HP restore that does barely anything. Moving on to the new freshly made Doppel. Oh, this is a new freshly made Doppel. She's just now got this Doppel. Doppel actually looked pretty interesting. I actually like this design. This design actually looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm not gonna completely shit on everything about Yuma. Her Doppel design is actually pretty interesting. This looks pretty interesting. I like that one. But the effect of this Doppel is just the regular Magia and not really much else. The defense up is pretty cool to have. Like, oh my god, you get a defense up on top of everything else. That's pretty cool. But the rest is just blast damage cut. Aim resistance up, like status aim resistance up, it's like, yeah, it's okay sometimes, maybe, but mostly not. And HP resource 33%? 33? If this was 100%, it would be bad. Even if this was 100%, it would be bad. But it's not even 100%, it's 33%. Why? Why developers? Developers, why do you not want healing to be good? If you at least made this 100% healing, it could be somewhat useful. It could be maybe used in some quests. But no, developers, you didn't make it 100%, you made it 33%. Why? It wouldn't even be overpowered 100%, just make it 100%, make it a full heal. Why are you not willing to commit to the healing? She's supposed to be a fucking healer. If you want her to be a healer, give her heals. Dude, 33% is fucking nothing. That is terrible. That is absolutely nothing. Jesus fuck, that is terrible. So she sucks as a healer. She actually sucks even as a healer. Iroha is a better healer because Iroha can resurrect fallen allies, which is actually more powerful than just healing by 33%, which is nothing. If the starting character that every single player who ever plays this game has is better than a character you actually need to roll for, then why would anyone give a shit about this character? Let's move on, okay? Let's move on. Maybe the Spirit Enhancement is really good. No, this Spirit Enhancement is actually fucking terrible. The active is maybe the best thing about this because it just instantly heals everyone immediately when you press the button, which can actually be useful. It can actually be useful to immediately have a button that you just press, boom, and immediately heals everyone, but it's only like 20%. It's not that much. Like, it's not that much. If you're fighting against an enemy who is maybe almost going to kill your people, right? You're fighting against an enemy that might kill you. If you're fighting against an enemy like that, healing for 20% is not going to do much, because if an enemy is about to kill you, they're probably dealing enough damage that just 20% HP is not going to make a difference. They'll probably do so much damage that maybe they do like 1/3 of your HP in damage on every single attack, right? Otherwise, if an enemy does less damage than that, you're probably not even going to get into a situation where you're going to need to heal. So this heal, while it's not completely useless, it's mostly useless. And nothing else about her is good, other than maybe having a random stun chance. and a random skill quicken chance, which is just completely random, and you should never rely on randomness. Okay, so far Yuma looks like the worst character in the entire game, and I'm gonna be honest, if this was everything that Yuma was, I would be calling her the worst character in the entire game, right? And if I go away from her gameplay in a second, talk about her character, like story-wise, I also fucking hate Yuma. Yuma is like my top 3 most hated characters in the game story-wise. But aside from that, like just gameplay-wise, just gameplay-wise, he's also kind of terrible. Anyway, the point is, if it was just this, I would be telling you right now, end of the video, she's the worst character in the game. But I've said before that actually Sarah is the worst character in the entire game. And this is still the case. I still think that Sarah is the worst character in the entire game, not Yuma. Why is Yuma not the worst character in the game? Why is Yuma actually still usable? Because I'm going to tell you right now, despite everything I've said, Yuma is still usable. There is still a use case that makes you maybe, in some cases, want to use Yuma. You want to know what is it that makes Yuma important? It's this. It's her personal. Her personal is Blast Draw. This is something that is not particularly special just to Yuma, but it is unique enough. Like, not that many characters actually have Blast Draw available to them, that having any character that has Blast Draw could already be somewhat useful to you if you specifically need a Blast Draw for any quest. So if you ever encounter any quest where you say to yourself, I need blast discs. I need blast discs for this quest specifically, and I want to use an active personal or just an active Memoria to use to get these blast discs, then Yuma is actually good. Yuma is actually good if you want to have Blast Draw, because guess what? Look at these. These are all of these sources. This is actually not the exact list, is it? No. Okay. No. I think this is the entire disc of Blast Draw in the entire game. There's only 4 characters. One is Ayaka. One is Ayaka. One is Nanaka. So this is Ayaka right here. This is Nanaka. And the last one is Final Tart. So apart from Final Tart, Ayaka, for some reason, I don't know why Ayaka has it, because Ayaka has, I don't fucking know why Ayaka has, it's fucking weird, and Nanaka and Final Tart. None of, apart from these guys, only Yuma has it. Okay, so this is like the entire list of all Blast Draw characters in the game. So, just by virtue of having something that not many characters in the game actually have, Yuma is suddenly interesting. Yuma is suddenly something that you might actually want to consider. That said, if you have Nanaka, just use Nanaka. Like, Nanaka is like way fucking better as a character. And she brings the same personal. So if you need Blast Draw, you just bring Nanaka, and she has the same Blast Draw active, and she's a way better character herself. So just bring Nanaka instead. So to bring it all to a point, Yuma is a healer who is not even good at healing because her percentages are way too fucking low. Who, aside from that, only does stuff that no one needs in most cases. And in the few cases that someone else needs this stuff, you just bring some other character that does this better. She's not good at anything. She's terrible even at the stuff that she's trying to do, and story-wise, she's also a bad character. That said, if you like Yuma as a character, like story-wise, then sure, go ahead, play her. Because, and this is the thing that I want to drive home right now, is that if you like a character, despite me shitting on that character gameplay wise, you should still play them. Because what I'm doing is I'm only giving you an overview of the gameplay of this character. But even if a character has bad gameplay attached to them, you can still play them, and you should still play them if you still like them as a character. And this applies not just to Yuma right here, but to any character, to any review that I ever do. This game is balanced in such a way that you can beat almost any content with any character. So if you like Yuma and you want to bring her into Kimochi, even though you definitely should not do that, then you can do that, and it's gonna be okay. You can still get the most amount of rewards from Kimochi, even with Yuma. Even if you want to do that, you can still put Yuma into Kimochi and get the most amount of rewards from like the triple S ranking or whatever. You can still do that if you're good enough at the game. However, if you're just wondering how good is Yuma gameplay-wise, she's one of the worst characters. She might be the top 2 worst character in the entire game if it wasn't for Seda. So that was that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.